Hey everybody, quick video about baseball algorithm stuff today here on a Tuesday that feels like a Monday, July 5th, 2022. So updating the Google Sheet for the MLB algorithm for everyone who subscribes, getting a look at picks. And I always say that this is the most predictive sports model. The algorithm essentially, what I call the algorithms, the sport algorithms, they're the most predictive models ever created because of the way that they're created. It's not really that I'm doing anything. I don't even know what they're doing half the time. I'm just throwing a bunch of relationships together mathematically and having it do stuff, and then retroactively or regressively programming it to distribute the variables properly. And distributing variables properly throughout the season is kind of a lot of what this is about. If you believe that stats are predictive of future stats, if you believe that somebody who hits a lot of home runs might hit a home run more than normal, then essentially this will work long term. Now, point is as I look for today, I wanted to say, well, if I say these are the best ever, how do I prove that? And you can only do it by comparing to everyone else who makes predictions. And one person who does a fantastic job is the professor. Professor Sides, has a YouTube channel, has his own spreadsheet here that I'm showing you right now that's publicly accessible. He puts his picks up every day. We can absolutely compare what he does to the algorithm and show you just interesting comparisons with someone who's also doing a statistical model. I have a lot of respect for what he does. He gets it up every day. He's doing the right thing. He looks profitable. Like I can't say any more great things about him. He just does a great job. So today I've already reviewed this and I want to kind of show you how we'll do this. So he's got grade A picks, they're called right here. And he's got them highlighted in green because he's doing his job and putting it up there for us. He's got the Mets, the Phillies, the Cardinals, the Giants, the Dodgers -1.5, the Orioles, the Red Sox, the Astros, and then two underdogs, the Athletics and the Mariners at the bottom. Well, what's fantastic is that we can actually line this up and say, all right, well, he's doing what an intelligent, better, as well as data analyst does essentially, which is groups the things that are the most likely to have them happen. He's calling them A picks, right? Well, what we do in the algorithm is we have margins, or we have now MXP factor is a new thing I've got, which is a calculation of the strength of the margin and the power together. So he's saying take the top 10 of those, right? So he's talking about taking games like this. And I've already reviewed this. And what I can tell you is that, let me just do the real comparison, which we'll talk about when we do a review video when all the games are over at the end of the night, which is he has two underdogs down here. He's got the Athletics and the Mariners. The algorithm has the Mariners as well, way down here, and it has Minnesota, not Oakland. We actually have Toronto as our 7th pick of the day to beat Oakland. The professor has Oakland. So that will be a pivotal game to determine who's more predictive on the day, this game, as well as the Minnesota White Sox game, where the algorithm has the underdog and Professor Sides has Chicago White Sox. However, he does not have them as an A pick. So that game is less pivotal for him and more pivotal for the algorithm, because the algorithm is calling an underdog to win. The rest of them, we agree on almost everything except for the Cardinals. The algorithm does not have, the Phillies, the algorithm does not have as an A pick. The algorithm has the Phillies way down here and at a not a good power. So Washington supposedly can win this game. So the algorithm, it has the Phillies barely winning, but not so much. Algorithm does not like San Francisco, especially by MXP factor. So for example, when we look at what the algorithm is showing, and we'll see, what does he say for San Francisco? San Francisco is playing who? San Francisco is playing Arizona. And Professor, I can't find it. White Sox, Astros, Guardians, Arizona. Where are the D-backs? Where is that game? Right here. Oh, sorry. He does have the Giants. He has them as an A pick. So I would argue this is actually a disagreement with the algorithm. Let me explain why. So the algorithm says that the San Francisco game, when you sort this by MXP factor, which is the new better, the best way to sort this is, I believe, MXP factor. That makes the most sense. Has San Francisco all the way down here as what is the 12th pick of the day. So it would not be top 10. Also, the line is bad and their power is bad. So that's a disagreement between the professor and the algorithm, in my opinion, when we're looking at order and we're looking at teams that would pick. Also, when you're just looking at the album, we'll talk about the comparison with what the professor's doing tonight and when we're done. But if you're just looking at the algorithm saying, what does the algorithm say to play today? It says Yankees -1.5. It says Mets -1.5. It says Houston to win, but they're home at -250. So that's tough odds wise. I don't know what you do there. It says Cleveland, really? Oh my gosh, I don't like taking Cleveland. Why does it say that? It says Cleveland because they're playing Detroit. They have a stronger power because Cal Quantrill's a little better and Drew Hutchinson's 0-4. So you're dealing with a very, very weak pitch. As you can see the negative percentage for Detroit, and it's at least a 15 power for Cleveland. So in this sense, it likes them better than, even though they lost their doubleheader yesterday. So it does say Cleveland there with an MXP factor of 27. If the game has an MXP factor over 20, I would say the algorithm says take it. That's Boston, Cleveland, Houston, Mets, and Yankees. And Toronto, you can see how Toronto's line starts it's like they're not, the line is still again not good. And so that makes it tough, and the MXP factor is not above 20. So I'm going to call the cutoff on this 20 for now. We'll start evaluating that every day to determine if we can bet games above 10. But even if the MXP factor is not above 20, you can still bet a game like Minnesota as a straight bet because it's an underdog line. Same thing with Seattle, apparently. And then as you see, when you start to get down here, you don't want to take Philadelphia. You don't want to take San Francisco. I'm not going to say the L word because I curse it, but Miami seems like more reasonable because look at that power being 20% right here. Okay. This is important, it can go up to 150. The power is really important here because I'll just try to cross-reference them so you can see them. No, that doesn't work. The power is green at 20 here, even though this margin is low. So supposedly, basically what that means is that the opponent that Miami is playing is a bit stronger than we would like, but Miami has an extremely strong lineup. And if you look at the pitching matchup, you understand what we're talking about here. I'll do it in the Excel file so it's easier, which is that game is that Miami game is right here. It's against the Angels. Syndergaard is only 5-6 this year. And look at how great Sandy Alcantara is pitching at 8-3. I think he won a complete game or close the last time pitching pretty well when Miami came back against another team or something. He's out there to win, and the Angels are a team that has trouble winning. So this -135, you can see the score is a 2-run that they even cover, but you don't even have to take them to cover. It's only -135. You can take that at home. So I wanted to move that Miami pick up. I definitely would say Miami over San Francisco. Why? Because of that other factor, the MXP factor thing right there, that thing. Because that is the one that matters more because it shows how weak San Francisco's lineup is. And this one does put Miami over San Francisco now. See that? By MXP factor, an MXP factor of 6. So, and look at the difference in line. So when you talk about, a round robin that I'm going to do with BetMGM's free $100, I think that they're going to give me is going to involve Yankees -1.5, Mets -1.5. I don't know what to do with -250 Houston, so I'm skipping it. Oh my God. Apparently I'm trusting the algorithm and taking Cleveland at -154 to win. Boston. I'm taking Toronto, maybe team runs or something. I don't like this line, but I might take a team run line or something there. Baltimore, because it's on here and they have a 10% power and 13% margin. Fine. Minnesota. I skipped over the Atlanta game. Who are they playing? Atlanta's playing right there. St. Louis. I'm gonna skip over that game too because it's too close and I don't like it. Gonna take Miami. Gonna take Seattle because it's the other underdog on here. And the last one would be, I guess, Milwaukee and the Cubs. And I think I'm staying away from that because that's apparently that's close. They do have a 15% power, so probably not. All right, that's the long and the short of it. When we review with what the professor has done, we will remember to go over things like we don't think the Phillies are an A pick. We don't think the Cardinals are an A pick. I think it's favoring Atlanta, right? We do have Milwaukee as like a B pick. That's correct. We do not have San Francisco as an A pick. It's a B pick or a stay away. We do have the Dodgers, whatever. We do have the Orioles. We do have Cleveland. We do have Boston. We do have the Astros. We do not have White Sox. We have Minnesota. We have big time have Toronto instead of the Athletics. We have the Mariners, we have the Marlins, and we big time have the opposite of the Pirates is who, right? Who the Pirates playing? Playing the Yankees. That's our number one pick of the day is the Yankees over the Pirates. So you can see where we disagree and it'll be fun to review that. And I think it'll be good to show you that I'm really confident the algorithm will, in the long run, do better than the winners here. And it goes for everyone, including me. If I tried to pick winners without the algorithm, I would also lose. It's not about, it's just the fact that we're all human. And I know he's using a statistical model, but there's just something, and he's doing it for betting. So I don't even know if these are the exact winners of the game sometimes, but I want to just kind of show you, and maybe he will beat us. Maybe he'll beat us and I'll find out that the way I've been doing the algorithm has been missing some key information about recent starts or something that he takes into account. I've heard some of his videos. He likes to talk about his own true ERA for pitchers, his own true number for pitchers, and things based on different periods of time. And he may be right, and he may be better than the algorithm. And it's very possible. And if that happens, then we'll adjust the algorithm to, instead of look at pitcher stats from year to year, to go back in time a certain number of months or weeks, and to take into account certain stadiums, certain lefts and right lineups, things that I do not take into account in this. Like I basically stopped going down the rabbit hole at stuff I can't like easily export from RotoWire. And they probably have splits and stuff. I haven't really dug into it, but I didn't want to program that level of detail because I mean, I'm already spending too much time on this as it is. So it's kind of interesting to just see, because I'm pretty confident the algorithm is gonna beats everybody all the time. So, all right, guys, good luck, everyone. May all your picks be winning, and whatever I said today is probably gonna be good. All right, so good luck.